January 20th. Thanks so much for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Ferdman.
And a packed show here on ARC Rochester today, including this week's Health in a Handbasket. We're getting a closer look at what our registered dietitian calls pantry power.
Yep, and then later on we'll be getting a special look at the 40th annual MLK Day celebration. It's happening at the Eastman Theater coming up in about an hour, so get ready for that. You can, we'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah,
I don't want to give too much away.
We'll dig into the deets in just a minute. Before we do any of that, we have to talk about the big lot of snow out there to start things out this Monday. Bitter cold temperatures as well. Meteorologist Marty Snyder standing by for us, or I should say sitting by for us. Talking about that forecast, Marty, what gives?
It's winter. We're there. We're in the middle of it. That's the issue. And we're going to continue with some of this snow as we head throughout the early portion of the day. I think the bulk of this snow is going to focus mainly during the morning. We're going to see it break down a little bit as we go through the day. And even up to this point, we have seen the intensity of the snow begin to back off a little bit in some areas. It's still out there. Don't want to make it seem like it's coming to an end anytime soon, but we're still seeing that hold on. It may turn. We're starting off with some of that snow moving in from Lake Ontario. Could see another 1 to 3 inches of snow across the area. A few places could go just a little bit beyond that, just giving a little extra lake enhancement. But temperatures today mainly holding in the teens for much of the day. And then as we head into some of the nighttime hours of tonight, and even as we go into the day tomorrow, winds are going to turn a little bit. So it may turn into more of a lake effect event from Lake Erie that's going to focus especially down into Wyoming County through the overnight of tonight and going into tomorrow as well. So short term could see another few inches. Temperatures today just kind of hovering in the teens for a lot of the day.
It is winter.
It is.
Yeah, and it's January. This is typically, you know, kind of the worst of it, right,
It
Marty?
is.
This and into February?
And that's it this time of year. We're getting into that last week of January. Once we hit that point, that's usually statistically the coldest week of the year. And, you know, we're getting close to that point now, and we're really starting to feel it with those temperatures kind of in the teens for a lot of today. And I think the best we do is get temperatures back maybe into the 20s by the end of the week for highs. So it's a pretty sure bet that I think throughout much of the week, we're going to stay below freezing pretty much straight through.
The good news is it won't last forever.
It won't, yes,
Very true.
because I'm already mentally, I've checked out of January. I'm in mid-June right now on a beach somewhere enjoying the sunshine because I walk past that door again in the hallway, looked out, and I can't with it.
Yeah.
I can't
Just don't
with
look
it.
out there now. But that's all it is. It's a mental state. You just have to think positive.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Hey, as a reminder, you can always get the latest forecast right in the palm of your hand. All you have to do is download the 13 WHAM Weather Authority app. That's a free download for Apple and Android devices. Some might call it what, Abigail? A garage, right?
No, it's a weather warehouse.
Warehouse.
In your
That's
pocket.
It. That is it. Let's get a look at time saver traffic now at 8:03 this Monday morning. As Marty was talking about those snowy roads causing some slowdowns for everyone today. You are looking at some of those live drive times. This data fed in real time and plugged in by our boss out there in the newsroom, Ed Bataccio. I think he's sitting at a computer typing these numbers away right now. It is cold and snowy. Make sure to give yourself extra time as you head for the door.
Yeah, here's a live look outside at some of the traffic cameras. Things moving along at a decent pace right now as we pull up these portions of 390, 490, and 590. You see the cars moving along. It is slower than what we normally see at this hour, but as we take a live look at some of the other traffic cameras, there really aren't any crashes that you need to be super aware of this morning. All right, we're going to turn now to some of the top stories that we are following, aside from the weather, and we're going to talk about everything you need to know.
We certainly are, and we're going to start things out with another one of the big headlines of the morning. The Buffalo Bills, 1 win away from what, Abigail?
The Super Bowl.
Yup.
It's too good to be true, but it's
It
really
is.
not. The Bills won that nail-biter in OP against the Baltimore Ravens, and now they're moving on to face off against the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship. And just a reminder, this was the game to watch. Everybody said this is almost like the Super Bowl. You've got Josh Allen and you've got Lamar Jackson going up against one another, two front runners for MVP, and just two really impressive teams. They've had an excellent season.
They have, but not as excellent as ours.
Very true.
Just saying. Josh Allen rushed for 2 touchdowns. Buffalo's defense forced 3 turnovers. The Bills closing their season with a perfect 10-0.
Yeah, all right, so some big things to talk about. We had the big 2-point conversion to tie the game last night. Didn't end up happening.
Nope.
They ended up winning 27-25. It
was impressive.
It really was. Watching it at home, because I watched the whole thing, which I'm regretting this morning.
You did?
Yes, whole thing.
Abigail.
I didn't care.
Okay.
Watching it like this, thinking they're going to tie it right up.
And they
Ended up
didn't.
being okay.
We won.
Yeah.
The Bills getting their first AFC championship since 2020. Here's the thing that makes me a little nervous. We're going up against the same team that we went up against in the AFC championship in 2020, the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Bills are going to go to Arrowhead Stadium next week to take on the Chiefs. How does that make you feel?
Nervous, for sure.
Yeah.
Just like we talked about. Definitely nervous. But I'm feeling good. The Chiefs have had a decent season. I don't think they're anywhere near where they were last year at this time. I think the Bills have had a crazy impressive season.
They have.
And I'm feeling good about it. I think if the Bills were to do it, this would be the year to do it.
Then I say, let's get it done.
Agreed.
Let's get it done. So kickoff next Sunday, 6:30. The hype during that game, Fitzpatrick. Fans was really post-game. The Ravens, I don't know what I'm saying here.
I don't
Ravens
know. I'm not
fans.
going to lie. None of this is making sense.
No,
but
it
that's okay.
isn't. What is this? Oh,
this is Fitzmagic.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was given the pregame hype.
Yes. All right.
Bills.
Is there audio for this? Where else would you rather be? Okay, so I think this is great, and I love that he's getting the team going. Yeah. Wait for it. You're gonna see crazy eyes right here, and that's where I say, okay, let's tone it down just right
yeah,
there.
That's the face he makes.
No, that was crazy eyes.
Yeah, that's the face he makes. That's his thing. He rips off his shirt. He does
and
the yell.
gives crazy eyes?
Yeah. If you look him up, that is the face that he makes when his picture comes up.
I'm willing to bet ratings would go through the roof right here on ARC if I did that every morning.
I think you might be right.
You know?
Yeah.
We should give it a try on Friday.
Why not?
You guys would like it, right?
Yeah.
We all know the Bills watch this show.
Yeah.
They'd like it.
This is true. Some of the Ravens fans were even supportive of the big Bills win. We had some photojournalists out there yesterday chatting with them. Let's take a listen.
I know we lost. It sucks. But just beat them Chiefs, man. I hate Mahomes, okay? Just beat the Chiefs, okay? Let's go Bills.
Okay, more crazy eyes right there. I love the passion. Again, all about the passion. Bring the crazy down. Just reel that in maybe just a bit.
Little bit.
Just a little bit.
You know what? I like when people get excited about things. It's why I like the holidays so much. It's why I like football games. Any kind of game in general. Anything that we can celebrate, I'm on board with it.
Yeah, yes. One thing I am appreciative of is the fact that, okay, they lost. They are joining our collective. They now know there's one goal, baby.
Yep.
One goal, and it's to make sure the Chiefs do not make it to the Super Bowl.
That's the collective goal. I think you're right.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right. So looking forward to that, which is next week. Kickoff is at 6:30. Again, that is out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And that's going to bring us
Just
also...
breathe through it.
You're
Breathe
fine.
through it.
Yeah. It's going to take us to our
Did
poll
you
of
wear
the
your
day.
jersey?
It's not a jersey. It's a shirt.
Your shirt. Did you wear
I wore
it?
my shirt.
Okay.
Yes. I was laying in bed.
Was laundered?
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
just
Wearing
making
in
sure.
bed with my shirt. Game ended, and I was like, it's hot. You know, it's like a big, thick. Yeah.
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 Well, okay. All right. Just checking. Just checking.
I'm committed.
I wanted to make sure the magic worked.
Of course it worked.
The magic worked.
Yeah.
Brings us to the poll of the day this morning. We are asking you, what was your favorite part of yesterday's Bills game? Abigail, the options?
Yeah, all of the pregame hype. So that's like what you saw with Ryan Fitzpatrick. The defense's big stops, the edge of your seat football, or just the win in general. Daniel?
For me, listen, it's the win in general. A win is a win is a win. We got the double. Josh Allen post-game at the podium saying, you know, it came close, but we did get the win. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
We won the game. And that's true. The score is important, but only to a point. We're going home today.
Certainly not.
We're not. See, I could be the hype guy.
You could.
I feel like I could.
Listen, nobody's stopping you from doing that at all.
I think security would stop me. I'm pretty sure they would. Hey, head over to our X account. Scan that QR code with your smartphone. It'll take you right there. You can weigh in on our poll of the day, repost the poll of the day, or comment below the poll of the day. We'll go over those results and maybe some of those comments, if they're nice, at the end of the show.
All right, and coming below, affiliate WKBW about last night's game, how the city is celebrating today, and so much more. And we're really looking forward to that. We appreciate them hanging out with us and taking the call.
Okay, you just used the word celebrating, and I've had this intrusive thought in my head all morning now. When we make it to the big showdown, when we're there, can you imagine what the celebratory parade will be like? New York State will shut down for 24 hours.
Longer than that. I mean, you think about the bars in Buffalo and how long they stay open.
This is true. This is true.
And the tailgates, the whole city and the whole Western New York region.
It's going to be madness.
It's going to turn into just one big tailgate.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Think of the tables, the folding tables.
No table is safe.
No, it won't be. I'm excited.
I am excited.
It's gonna be
great.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here to some other news headlines that we are following closely today, including the final preparations being done at the Capitol this morning as President-elect Donald Trump prepares to be inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States, beginning his second term in office.
Yeah, absolutely. So Donald Trump will be sworn in as the next commander-in-chief in just a little bit. Trump held a victory rally where he was joined by supporters and nominees for his incoming cabinet, and this was last night.
Yeah, that's where he laid out his vision for his second term, mentioning the executive orders he plans to issue involving the border and immigration. Take a listen.
We're inheriting a nation faced with crises at home and abroad, but I will describe in my inaugural address tomorrow. Can you believe it? Tomorrow. It's been a long 4 years. Nasty. It's been a nasty 4 years. My administration will take immediate and decisive action to confirm. Hours of taking office, I will sign dozens of executive orders, close to 100 to be exact.
Today's swearing-in ceremony was originally set to take place on the National Mall, but instead has moved indoors to the Capitol Rotunda because of the weather conditions out there.
Yeah,
they're saying
to be cold.
Record-breaking temperatures. Yeah.
Last time it was inside, Ronald Reagan's inauguration, also very cold temps. Yep. Incredible stuff. And we will have live coverage of today's inauguration throughout the day, both on air and online. You can find it all on 13wham.com.
Yeah. All right. And the future of TikTok is now in the hands of the Trump administration. He's expected to sign an executive order today, giving TikTok's owner some more time to find an American owner.
Yeah. From a bipartisan law over data privacy concerns related to the app's Chinese parent company, ByteDance. Trump's order is expected to delay that ban for another 90 days.
At last night's victory rally, Trump says he has a special place in his heart for TikTok, crediting the app for helping him to win over the voters in the 2024 presidential election.
And as of today, TikTok is back. So, you know, I did a little TikTok thing. We have a guy, TikTok Jack. He's a young kid, like 21 years old. And we hired this guy, and I went on TikTok. Can you believe what I'll do to win an election? And We won on TikTok, and Republicans have never won the young vote, the youth vote. They win a lot of votes, but they never won the youth vote. We won the youth vote by 36 points. So I like TikTok. I like it.
Trump has also proposed the U.S. take 50% ownership of the social media app as part of a, quote, joint venture.
All right, and we'll continue to keep our eye on this story. We know several CEOs of major companies, including Facebook, Meta, Twitter, TikTok. They will all be there in attendance for that inauguration today.
Yeah, they certainly will. And many of them donors to the Trump campaign.
Yep.
The incoming administration. So it will certainly be something to watch. And we, of course, will have more coverage on this story and bring you those updates as they come in.
Yeah, stick around. We still have a lot to get to here on ARC Rochester. When we come back, we're checking in with Chris Lopez, who got a very special invitation from Upstate Pro Wrestling.
Ooh, I'm excited. Is he going to get body slammed?
Yes, he is.
Oh, yes. Hey, and don't forget, you can take us on the go with you as you head for the front door this Monday. We are streaming.
Welcome back. Chris Lopez, as we know, loves to get active and show off some of the amazing, talented local athletes.
Yeah, and there is no shortage of them. But this morning, Chris was actually invited to come out to one local gym and get some lessons in professional wrestling. Yeah, you heard that right. For more, we're going to check in with Chris Lopez, who is with our... Chris, are you ready to go? What's he doing? What are you doing?
I'm getting acclimated to the rope, all right? This is no joking here. I'm gonna bring in Mike Champion real quickly. Describe the conditions that I'm working with. This is not some rubber rope or anything like that. What is this material right here?
That's steel cable right there.
Steel cable just wrapped in rubber, essentially.
That's it.
It doesn't feel great, guys. You hit this thing wrong and your shoulder's gone. What about the ground? What are we working with on the ground when I fall?
This is nothing but wood and steel underneath it. You got about 1 inch of padding. I promise you, this is not a trampoline. There's no spring underneath. There's no tricks. This is just an elevated stage.
Also, and I just want, here, check this out. See, this is just metal. We're just working with metal when your head hits this, possibly steel. We got some wood pieces right here. Just real quickly, check this out. I'm gonna learn how to fall. So we're gonna start off here. This is no coaching right here. This is how I fall right now. We got the fellas behind me here, but first off, we got to start going off the ropes, right?
We're going to try going off the ropes. Let's see what you can do. We tried this a little bit. I'll hold this for you.
Okay, what am I doing, Mike?
You're going to come off the ropes like this, grab it, sit, take off that way, same thing, back and forth. Let's see what you...
3 steps, right?
Three steps. You want a nice 3-step stride.
We have faith. We have faith. Let's go.
Not the worst.
Not the worst?
Not the worst.
10, what am I at? Out of 10?
You're at a 5.
Out of 5.
Out of 5
We're going
for-
to try and get to a 6 throughout the morning. Okay, and then something else.
Something else. We got our big man Zach right here.
Zach?
Local Zach McCrank, Flower City champion.
That's right.
Jake Payne, Flower City student. We're going to teach you how to Irish whip to the other corner.
Why should I'm tired already.
That's all right. grab Jake.
Bye, Jake.
Bye, Jake.
And now you may have seen Ric Flair do this once or twice. Give him a chop.
Wait, so am I doing that?
You're going to do what Zach just did. I'm sorry, Jake. Grab Jake.
Okay.
Send him across.
Chop him. Chop him. Chop hard.
No.
Hard as you can.
We're going to be learning more throughout the morning, guys. That's all I have for you. 3 moves. We're going to break it down piece by piece. I'm going to attempt to get, what do you guys think I'm going to, at the end of the show, on a 1 to 10 scale, how good will I get at
10.
Professor? What?
10.
11. All right.
1,000.
1,000?
1,000.
This kid's 16 years old, right?
No, 14.
14 years old. How long you been wrestling?
A year.
1 year. What's your plans?
I don't know yet.
WWE?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Dang, humble kid. Gonna be wrestling with him later throughout the morning. I'm gonna send it back to you guys in the studio. I'm already sore. I'm already tired. Back to you. That's all I got.
Wow. Already sore and already tired.
Sounds like you need to get in better shape, Chris.
Yeah.
Come on.
Maybe lay off, stop booking pancake places in local watering holes to go and get drunk in the morning.
Come on. More physical exercise.
Look, there's different kinds of in shape. There's being in shape to run. There's being in shape to lift. There's wrestling in shape. There's running
There's
in shape.
existing in
There's boxing
shape.
in shape. A ton. Yeah, Dan, there's existing in shape. All kinds of being in shape. I'm looking to get in somewhat of wrestling shape. I don't know. Probably not. We ain't getting that today. But I'm going to at least learn something.
All
Be
right.
careful, Chris.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Time right now is 8:24. We still have a lot to get to here on ARC Rochester. When we come back, we are taking you behind the story.
We're back right after this.
continue to follow. Some developing headlines this morning.
Yeah, and we want to turn to one of the big stories this morning, which is, of course, Donald Trump's inauguration, becoming the 47th president of the United States, marking the start of his second term in office later today.
Yeah, Stephanie Joseph has been following the story for us this morning. She's in the newsroom giving us the latest developments. And Steph, we're only a couple hours away.
Yes, a couple hours for sure. It's already starting off to be a busy day for the Trump administration. The first thing, though, the Trumps right now are preparing to head to a church service before at noon. We know that he will be sworn in as the 47th president of the United States.
All right, let's talk prep, Steph. We know temperatures are cold and security is heightened. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so with the cold temperatures in D.C. going on right now, we know that the inauguration was moved inside to the Capitol Rotunda, so he'll be sworn in inside. Wouldn't be the first time to happen either, but they were saying that this is the coldest inauguration expected in 40 years. But there's also other security measures that have been put in place. We know thousands of law enforcement professionals, which also includes National Guard members, will also be on standby, helping not only with protection, of course, but as well as crowd control and different things like that.
Yeah, Steph, we were talking about it at the end of the week, last week, about some of the preparations and just how much security will be there, the Secret Service agents, like you just said. We also were just talking about all of the people that are expected to attend and some of the people who are not expected to attend. Those in attendance today will likely include Twitter CEO Elon Musk, Facebook Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg,
and also just to touch on that point really quickly, it comes at a time when we know that TikTok had gone dark in the U.S. for a couple of hours, and then you saw that message for users who still had that app downloaded, crediting Trump with being able to get the app back up and going in the U.S. So, of course, a lot of anticipation around the CEO's visit today as well. But for other people that will also be attending, we know that former presidents, Barack Obama, for example, will also be in attendance. As for who's not, it's a shorter list that we are aware of at this point, but we know that Michelle Obama will not be attending, as well as Nancy Pelosi.
Steph, I want to get into the nitty-gritty now and talk about the first few days of this new administration. I know last night the president-elect, during his rally in D.C., said that he plans to execute a lot of executive measures, repealing a lot of the executive orders put in place, DEI, by the Biden administration. He even made comment at one point saying his team was telling him, no, we don't want to do this all on day one.
From that, but we'll play that in just a second. But just to go into all of the executive orders that are expected, one of them being on TikTok to give it a 90-day extension to be able to find an owner that is based in America, but also immigration policies as well have been a huge part of this administration. We know that it was a big thing during the presidential campaign, so it's something that he also mentioned at his rally last night, his victory rally as well. Let's see if we can play.
Oh, you're going to have a lot of fun watching television tomorrow. Somebody said yesterday, sir, don't sign so many in one day. Let's do it over a period of weeks. I said, like hell, we're going to do it over weeks. We're going to sign them at the beginning. You know that old story. Let's do it later. Then it never gets done. No, we're doing them tomorrow. And we'll have plenty to sign in the future. Don't worry about it. It's not going to stop.
And so you may remember as well that he has often said on the campaign trail that he will launch the largest deportation program in American history to get the criminals out, was one quote that he has said as well. Other things include designating a series of drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. So a lot focused on immigration policy, the southern border, for example, as well. Another thing, another point, because his executive orders cover a different range of issues that his administration sees. So one of them being in terms of environment, drafting an executive order to halt offshore wind activities on the East Coast as well.
All right, Stephanie Joseph in the newsroom for us this morning. Something I'm sure you will be following and many of us will be following throughout the course of the day. Thank you, Steph.
Time right now is 8:32. Stick around. We are back right after this. 8:34 on this Monday morning. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us. I'm Abby Friedman.
And I'm Dan Strack. We still have a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester. An hour and a half full of stuff to come here on ARC Rochester. But we want to turn to some of the local celebrations happening this morning for Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Yeah, so in our last hour, Stephanie and I sat down with the press to learn more about the 40th annual MLK Day celebration, and it's starting in less than 30 minutes. Take a listen.
So just to start out, can you tell us a little bit about this event?
Yeah, so we've been doing this event now for 40 consecutive years. This is the 40th anniversary of the celebration of Dr. King's legacy here in Rochester. Starts at 9 a.m. down at the Eastman Theater. Come out and hear a wonderful choir, hear a rousing message, and hopefully leave inspired.
A lot of people have the day off today from work or school. Why is it so important that people in our area come, stop by this event, and honor Dr. King's life and legacy?
Well, I'll tell you, I just heard that weather report, and we certainly want people to be safe. The good news is that in addition to the in-person event, we'll also be streaming the event online at the Eastman Theater's website, and then folks can watch it later on our website at grmlk.org. It's so important because Dr. King reminds us of the better angels of our nature. And, you know, at a time like this, when polarization feels like it's really run amok, and when many of the challenges that we see across our community that many of us have worked on for a long time feel resurgent, we need a little bit of wind in our sails. We need a little bit of inspiration so that we can keep up the struggle for economic justice and to bring about the beloved community.
Now, 40 years, that is a long time to bring this event together. Tell me about, why it's important to make sure that this event exists.
Yeah, well, consider who we're talking about. Martin Luther King is really in many ways a paragon figure. What's always interesting about Dr. King is that, we remember him in really positive ways now, which is really important. But during his life, Dr. King was a person that was considered a bit radical. And in times like these where we hear that anybody that's concerned about making sure that we maintain our accurate history, or that we make sure that kids have food to eat, or that we protect some of the programs like Social Security and otherwise that care for our elders, that is radical. I remind people that Dr. King was considered a radical. And so, again, calling us back to the better angels of our nature, reminding us that we can do and we can take care of one another, both here in Rochester and even nationally.
You touched a little bit on the divisiveness that is happening around the nation. Dr. King had so many messages and preached so many things that he wanted people to follow and take into consideration. Out of all of those, which do you think is the most important that people should think of, not just today, but every day?
Well, Dr. King really had kind of three issues in a speech at the Riverside Church that he highlighted that were really critical. He talked about poverty as a social ill. He talked about racism as a social ill, and he talked about hypermilitarization and the way that deprives us of the resources that we need to make headway in solving issues like poverty. And so I think that's critical. But underneath all of it was the idea that we have to respect human dignity, and we've got to figure out how we love one another. And I think that's the tradition that he certainly stands in, and it's one.
And I know that Dr. King's faith was also a major part of what motivated him in the civil rights movement. And I hear that there will be a choir there in attendance. Why is that an important component as well?
Yeah, so he's part of the faith tradition that comes out of the Black church. And not to mention the fact that the choir is just good, and they bring it every year. It's a choir that's composed of folks from a lot of different religious organizations around the community. They all come together and sing together. They had a song fest actually Saturday night, and we're so excited to have them this morning. If you want to leave feeling inspired, it's cold outside, but it will be warm in there. We encourage you to come out.
We're running low on time here, but I'm just curious if somebody's watching at home and they're thinking, man, I really want to get involved with the choir for next year, or just involved in general. Is that something that they need to audition for? Is that something that they need to apply for?
Yeah, so just visit grmlk.org. And if folks want to get involved in the commission, if they want to get involved with the choir, we can make those connections and ensure that everybody can express their love for the legacy of Dr. King.
And one more time for
prompt start. We don't want to keep people there all day long, so we try to get folks out because there are a myriad of other events that are happening across the community to celebrate Dr. King's legacy. This is the main one. This is the largest one, the key celebration. But we want folks to make sure that this is not a day off. It's a day on for our communities and to lift up one another and to bring about the beloved community.
Simeon, Banister, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it, and we appreciate all that you're doing to honor Dr. King, and I hope you have a great turnout today. We'll post all the information that you at home need to know. 8:43, welcome back. Typically here on Arc Rochester, Chris Lopez has to look for something to do for his morning live shots.
Yeah, well, today he was personally invited to Marketplace Mall to get a few lessons and learn more about Upstate Pro Wrestling. That is where we find him live but I am thoroughly looking forward to that.
We're working our way up to me getting tossed around, suplexed, whatever you want to see, Dan. It probably will happen, but we got a lot of time, man. Don't worry about it. So many minutes to fill, so many hits throughout the arc. We will get there. I'm here with the champion, Mike Champion himself, and this is what we're going to be in store for. Possibly. But what are we going to look at right now, Mike?
We got Big Zach right here is going to demonstrate precision. What he's going to do is he's going to lift his opponent's body completely over his own and then drop it behind him with full force.
Here we go. Now, once again, I said this may happen to me. I didn't say that this... I didn't say that this will happen to me at all. How advanced is that move right there, Mike?
That's a pretty complicated one. Whoa, Zach, calm down. Calm down, Zach. Let's start with something else. We'll start up more your alley then. Something basic. Headlock takeover. Headlock takeover.
Headlock takeover, okay.
Headlock takeover. We got Samson and Jake.
Why is he still on the ground?
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Samson's gonna lock up, grab a headlock, and flip him right over.
Technicality of this move.
This is your basic chain wrestling. I believe I think you're ready for this one.
All right, we're gonna try it out. I've been practicing a little bit. I gotta get in here. I gotta get warmed up and everything like that. With Samson.
You're taking me out?
Yes.
There, he grabs the headlock. That's 7. That's a solid 7.
I want to talk to the fellas over here. How long have you guys been wrestling? Just this group in general. About a year? How's it been going over the year? It feels like it's a rough sport.
I mean, it's rough. It's rough on your body, everything, but I love it.
Conditioning-wise, what are you guys doing conditioning-wise? Are we lifting weights? We running a lot? Or is it just purely wrestling, or is it a mix?
It's lifting, it's aerobics, it's working on your cardio. You got to keep all of that. It's everything. This is an all-encompassing sport.
How'd you guys find yourself into this sport? You could have done any other sport, but you chose wrestling. Why'd you choose this?
I've been inspired a lot by it. I love it.
All of it?
Yeah.
Where's the main goal for you? You said, maybe about WWE. Is there another sport you'd like to do that possibly professional-wise? You're dedicating a lot of time here.
No, just sticking with wrestling.
Is that because coach is telling you?
Yeah.
What about you? How are you okay, first of all?
I'm good.
How long have you been here?
I've been here about 2.5 years. I get beat up a lot.
Don't look at me.
Is it tough? This seems really tough. I'm barely even dipping my toes into this. You guys are getting suplexed all around here. How tough is this on a 1 to 10?
It's very tough to do. I'd say a 10. It's very hard to learn. You gotta learn this.
Have you played other sports and kind of compare and contrast?
I have not. All I've ever done is wrestling.
It's just wrestling. What's the worst you've ever been injured?
Ooh. Concussion after concussion after concussion after concussion. Herniated disc in my lower back. Got concussed a week ago.
Show off his concussion and
Broken orbital bone.
Yeah. It happens. It's real. It's legit.
Just a week ago, my tag team partner fractured his ankle.
So anyone that's saying this stuff is fake, this stuff is rah-rah, yo.
It's real.
This stuff is
It's real.
We're going to be finding out how real it is throughout the morning. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. I did one move. We're going to see if we can combine some stuff together, maybe string together some moves. Back to you guys.
Yeah, we want to see a polished act, Chris. We want to see you go at it.
I like the television with your name flashing behind
Yeah,
it. It's
and
like they put in the work.
Yeah, you like that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
They have some music too to go with that. We make Bring Me Out intro through that. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, something tells me though they'll lose money if they air that. Yeah.
I said earlier, you got to stop messing with him.
I know.
Boxing, wrestling. If he can't do it, he's making a lot of friends that could.
I do it from a place of love. I wouldn't pick on the guy if I didn't like him, because then I would just feel bad.
This is true. This is true.
Hey, stick around. When we come back, it's this week's Health in a Handbasket.
Yeah, our Rochester is back after this. Welcome back. In this week's Health in a Handbasket, we're discussing the surprising benefits of something that you may have right now in your pantry.
We certainly are. For more, we're joined by registered dietitian and nutritionist Elizabeth Gunner. Good morning, Elizabeth. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I'm sure. All right, let's dive right in. If we don't want to have to go out into the snow and cold today to run to the grocery store, you've got something special in the pantry.
Yeah, definitely. So as a dietitian, I get asked a lot about what's affordable, what's convenient, and like nutritious that I can have in my pantry that's not going to go bad. And a lot of times, you know, when I'm sort of thinking about these sorts of things, I go to tinned fish. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with probably like tinned tuna, but there's also salmon, sardines, mackerel. And these little cans can pack a big punch when it comes to like cost effectiveness, health benefits, and then overall Portugal. So I got a ton of tinned fish when I was there.
Great. All right, let's get into the main points then.
Yeah, no, of course. So the first one is cost effectiveness. So obviously tinned fish is an excellent budget friendly option, and it's also a really good protein source. So for a few dollars you can have like 20 grams of protein per can. So compared to fresh fish, this can be, you know, pretty pricey, and fresh fish is also prone to spoilage. Tinned fish offers incredible value without compromising on the quality of the fish. So I love that about it. On top of that, there's a ton of nutritional benefits. So tinned fish is a powerhouse, specifically in protein, heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids, essential nutrients like vitamin D, calcium, selenium. And a lot of the reasons why tinned fish has so much benefits is because they're small little fish with soft bones. You're getting a ton of calcium from the bones. So I just love the, you know, different benefits of and how cheap it is to obtain them.
Let's see what you got in Portugal.
Yes, so I have some, and let's see if hopefully this is not a blurred screen. Some anchovies, which I am obsessed with. My family's from Croatia, and Croatians love sardines, and so and anchovies, and so you could, you know, give a little onions, a little vinegar, a little olive oil, and put this on like a French bread. That's how I like to have it. We got some tinned shrimp, so they had some super fun flavors. This, I think, is mackerel or codfish. We have some salmon here. And then I got a ton of different like types of sardines and different flavors. So there's like I think this is garlic. And then there's I think this is, honestly, I can't read Portuguese, but I think that this one is curry flavored. But yeah, so I have a ton of different tinned fish here, and I make them like all the time. Like I have it probably a couple times a week.
And I imagine if you can't make it to Portugal, you can probably get a lot of these at your local grocer.
Oh, for sure. Yes. I get them typically when I'm like here in the States at like Trader Joe's, Wegmans, they're everywhere. So yeah.
I had no idea there were so many options.
Yeah.
My mind is blown. Elizabeth, thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate it. Hit everybody with the social media if they want to check out more of your work.
Yeah, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. That's probably the best place. And just search up Elizabeth Gunner and you'll find me there.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Time right now is 8:55. We still have a lot to get to here on ARC Rochester as we get ready to continue into the 9 o'clock hour.
We are back on the other side of the break.
Monday morning. Thanks so much for tuning in on this Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Here's your Arc Rochester news break. A historic moment as Donald Trump prepares to be inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States, beginning his second term in office. Today's ceremonies will be held inside the Capitol with security on high alert. Now, Trump will take the oath of office inside due to the cold weather. We will have live coverage on 13 WHAM ABC as he is sworn in at noon. Meantime, President Biden issuing several pardons in his final hours in office. Committee investigating the January 6th attack. Trump has said he would pardon rioters that day. Now, in a statement, Biden says those he pardoned, quote, don't deserve to be the targets of unjustified and politically motivated prosecutions. In local news, a man is fighting for his life after a stabbing on Rochester's south side. Police were called to the Rochester Highlands apartment complex on Green Knolls Drive off Westfall Road just after 9 last night. When officers arrived, they found a 49-year-old man lying in the road. He was rushed to Strong Memorial Hospital and is being treated for life-threatening injuries. Investigators say one person has been detained, but no arrests have been announced. Anyone with information should call 911. Also overnight, 11 people were forced from their home after a fire broke out on Katy Street just after midnight. Thankfully, though, everyone made it out safely and no injuries were reported. But firefighters say extra manpower had to be called in because of the challenging weather conditions. Crews were finally able to get those flames under control. The cause of that fire, though, remains under investigation. Now, for all of these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Stick around. Arc Rochester is back right after this.
Monday morning. It is January 20th. Thanks for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
Arc Rochester, talking about a lot of things, including the celebration happening today. Bills fans around the world chanting and cheering for the Buffalo Bills. Our Buffalo affiliate, WKBW, will be talking with us live about last night's game and how the city is celebrating.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And then later we will be going over the results for our poll of the day. This morning, we're asking you, what was your favorite part of the Bills game yesterday? Daniel, would you like to give the options?
Yes, the solid answer is the win in general. That's option 4. But here they all are. You've got the pregame hype, which there was no shortage of. You've got the defense's big stops. You also have the edge of your seat game. People are calling it a nail biter because it was. And then again, you have the win in general, just getting that W. Scan that QR code on your screen with your smartphone. It's going to take you over to our X social media page. You can weigh in on the poll, comment below. Results for you coming up at the end of the 9 o'clock hour.
All right, but now we're going to turn to our continuing coverage this morning as Donald Trump prepares to be inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States, beginning his second term in office.
Yeah, that's happening today. Donald Trump will be sworn in as the next commander-in-chief just about 3 hours from now. Last night, he held a victory rally where he laid out his vision for his second term, mentioning the executive orders that he plans to issue on day one.
For more on the upcoming inauguration and some of these day one promises, we're joined now by political science professor Timothy Kneeland. Thank you so much for being here, Tim. Good to see you. It's been a little while, but this is a day that we knew coming. And there are a lot of differences between this presidential inauguration and previous presidential inaugurations.
His inauguration, once again, due to the cold. This also works to Donald Trump's advantage, though, because he is a master of spectacle. And I suspect that some of the events which are going to be held, not just at the Capitol, where the swearing in will be, but some of the post-swearing-in events at the Capital One Arena will be festooned with Trump rally-esque style.
Absolutely. I want to dive into some of what he said last night. It's typical for, I suppose, either party. You're going to end up taking digs at the previous administration, and we've got a soundbite here that we'll play in just a second about what he called a disaster of the past 4 years. Have a listen, and then I want your reaction to this.
Tomorrow we will end 4 years of failure, disaster, and decline. And we will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around quick, and we're going to do things that nobody thought even were possible.
Turn it around quick, do things that nobody thought were even possible. I think this is something he can accomplish, and what exactly does he want to turn around?
Well, okay, so he's made it very clear that he's very unhappy with the immigration policies that exist in the U.S. He has said on day one he's going to rescind, revoke, and change many of the Biden policies that have led to 10 million people from across the globe who have entered into the United States without going through the regular process. And he's going to start this week. So the first day, he's going to have these executive orders. He's written over 100 already, and he's got to wait until he's president to enact them. But right after the inauguration, the swearing-in ceremony, he's going to go inside the Capitol, and he's going to have a signing event. And he's going to flourish his pen, and he's going to enact these. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to take effect immediately. The Democrats have already ginned up their lawyers. They're ready to go to court on many of these things. But I imagine he's going to declare emergency at the border. He's going to, try to reinvoke the 42, the public health crisis, to keep people from coming in. He's going to take away some of the protections for asylum seekers, some of the Biden executive orders that compassionate humanitarian for people. So that'll happen. He's also made it clear he's not happy with DEI. And so I imagine there's going to be a flurry of activities surrounding memos and other things to government offices saying the government will not support any diversity, equity, and inclusion material, at least not the federal government. So those are two big things that he and his supporters have wanted to see.
So when we look at, sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Please.
I was going to switch gears a little bit, so if you have something to follow up on that, go ahead.
This is kind of off topic, but, similar focus. It's just something that we have not heard him speak a lot about since his campaign. One of the big stump speech points for him was the price of bacon, eggs, and bread, the price at the grocery store, the cost of inflation on the American people. And that's something that since the campaign ended, since he won the election, he's kind of gone silent on. Is there a specific reason behind this? Because I have to imagine there are people out there sitting at home saying, I gave you my vote because I want my grocery bill to go down.
No, I think so. I think, in fact, his speech, we got a little bit of a teaser on Fox News yesterday where it seems to me he's going to be talking about how America's going to enter a golden age. He's going to talk about the disasters of the Biden administration, and he's going to talk about how he's going to restore to the American people who've been left behind those economic elements that you've just mentioned, right? Now, for him, it's probably going to come in the form of unleashing the potential for carbon fuel, gas, natural gas, other things that he thinks have been frozen up by the Biden and the environmentalists. And so he'd like to see this unleashed. He thinks that's going to lead to a better American economy. He thinks the tariffs are going to help America by restoring manufacturing jobs or other elements. So that's built into this, or baked into this, you might say. And so I think we're going to hear some of that in his post-inauguration address to the nation. And then buried in some of these executive orders will probably be some elements of that as well.
I am curious to know the timeline of events for the day today. So we know that noon is when everything is really going to go down. But then after that, when can we expect all of these executive orders to happen at this signing event? And there's been controversy over the performers that have been asked to appear at his inauguration. What are we looking at for the day today?
Okay, so it starts around 11:30. They'll process to the Capitol. The vice president gets sworn in first. He only gets Brett Kavanaugh. Then it'll be the big kahuna will be Chief Justice John Roberts, who will be swearing in Donald J. Trump for the second time, the second president to be elected twice, but not in sequence. And then after that, we should hear an inaugural address, the honorary departure of Biden and Kamala Harris. There'll be a lunch, a pass and review, a parade at the Capitol. But in between, right, there will be a signing ceremony. So he will go into the Capitol and he will sign these memos, these executive orders, other elements of presidential power. He may also try to do some of that at the Capital One event because he does like a spectacle and he wants the cheering crowds. And you're not going to get a lot of, you'll get some Republicans cheering, I'm sure, when he does his signing ceremony after he takes the oath of office and Biden departs. And so this is going to happen on camera, but he wants a crowd. He wants an audience. He is a reality TV star, and nothing is real for him unless he has an audience.
All right, Timothy Kneeland for us. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I imagine we will be speaking to you plenty more in the coming months.
Probably. Good talking to you, Dan.
Thanks so much. Stick around. We still have a lot to get to here on ARC Rochester. When we come back, we are checking back in with Chris Lopez. He's live in the ring.
Oh, okay. Hey, don't forget, you got to watch this on the go, and you can do that. Watch Chris get creamed in the ring this morning. We'll stream it live special on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back after this. All morning long, Chris Lopez has been learning what it takes to enter the ring and become a professional, a pro wrestler.
Yeah, and he has a little bit of training to do, but the amazing team at Upstate Pro Wrestling have been showing him the ropes all morning long, and we're going to check back in with him now. Chris Lopez, live from the Marketplace Mall. What did you do? What'd you get? An
Already
award?
pretending like he won something.
Not pretending. I already won this. In between the breaks, I'm beating everyone in here. I'm taking everyone's title. It doesn't matter. No, I'm just kidding. I was handed this belt. This is a dense belt, and I do see people getting hit with this right here. I'm gonna hand this back to the real champion. Thank you, sir. I'm with pun intended here. We're gonna get to that in a minute, though. But Mike, I want to see these guys wrestle. All right, these guys are absolutely incredible. Watching them in between the breaks, some of this stuff. And they say it's easy to learn. They're saying it's easy.
What we're going to see now is a head scissors, right? Head scissors takedown. Here he goes, off the ropes. No big thing.
How is that easy?
No big thing.
How did that look easy?
It's mostly on him when he's guiding me through, and then he's setting me that. It's just one motion. It's just...
So there's no, you guys aren't talking to each other at all. You guys are wrestling. But how much is there kind of like a communication without talking between you guys as to go this way, or is any of that? Are you guys really just in that flow?
It's just in the flow, just like speaking a language almost. It's hard but easy at the same time.
How long does it take you to learn that? Because I'd imagine at first you may be a little clunky doing this stuff.
Yeah. I'd say it took like around 2 weeks.
And how old are you?
14.
14 years old. What got you into wrestling?
Huh?
What got you into wrestling?
I growed up wrestling, watching it.
Yeah.
You know.
Favorite wrestler?
Shawn Michaels or Dolph Ziggler.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What about you, sir? How long have you been wrestling? I was talking to you last time. How long have you been wrestling?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. How's it been like, injury-wise?
Yeah.
No.
I'm injury prone. I get hurt a lot.
Is it easy to work with him?
Very.
So young.
Very easy.
Very easy. And okay, how have I been doing?
Pretty good.
You didn't say yes right off the bat, so I'm gonna say not all that good. And we're gonna do a.
I also haven't been here all day, so I don't know.
We're gonna work on a sequence right now. I'm gonna be doing a sequence, right, Mike?
Sure.
Okay. I'll hand this off to you. Who am I working with?
We're going to do the headlock into the shoulder tackle, into a pin.
I already forgot what I'm doing. So I'm gonna try.
You're going to grab the headlock.
Ready? Boom. And then I'm gonna go off here into this, off the rope. Boom. Oh.
Pin him! Pin him!
Maybe you should.
Not bad.
Maybe you should have. There we go. No rating. This is really fun. If someone wants to take classes here, how do they go about doing that? This is all.
I'm here at Marketplace Mall, starting our 4th year. Come on down, give it a shot.
And I do want to talk about this thing is heavy, man.
It is.
The unspoken rule when it comes to working with another wrestler, I do want to know how.
With fractions of an inch. So here would be a top wrist lock, as I got you right here. See?
Yeah.
We're working. We're nice and safe. All I got to do, bend him back. That's not so pleasant, is it?
No, it's not great. It's not great. It's not great.
Right there. Bend that wrist.
And that's just the jerk, you know? You
want to mess with a guy? That's what you do. There's little things, fractions of an inch. I mean, you could even just see with a punch. Cy, give Ty one over in the corner.
Oh, Silence gets to hit me? Why are you so excited right now?
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
We're going to send it back to you guys. Do not be a jerk in the ring. Dan, that goes to you.
Chris is now going to come back and say, I can't type any of my tosses or intros anymore because my wrist hurts.
I can't write anymore.
I can't write anymore. We appreciate you, Chris.
Time right now is 9:20. We still have a lot to get to here on Art Rochester, including when we come back, we are once again going behind the story.
We're back after this.
On this Monday morning. Once again, we're going behind the story now, continuing to bring you the latest information on some of the top headlines that we're following.
Yeah, and we want to turn now to the future of a social media platform that everyone is talking about, TikTok, and discuss the Trump administration's expectations of signing an executive order today to give the company's owners, ByteDance, more time to find an American owner.
Yeah, Stephanie Joseph is in the newsroom for us this morning. She's been following this, and she is breaking it down for us. Steph?
Yeah, guys, so you may have remembered on before users got a message, if they still had the app downloaded, thanking President Trump for his intervention, saying that it's because of him that the app is now back up.
So is this, is the president-elect expected to sign an executive order today to keep this going for another 90 days? And if so, what is TikTok saying about it?
Yeah, and so I want to just touch on exactly what you said there. 90 days, that's going to be the extension there, just to find a new owner. But we do know that in the past that ByteDance hasn't really said that there will be a new owner. A caveat to the executive order is going to be if there's a process in place to be able to do this. And just to go back again to the message that users got on TikTok was the thank you, or thanks to President-elect Donald Trump, that this is why the app is now back. Of course, we know that there are plans for the CEO of the app to be at the inauguration. So all of this pointing toward a direction where there will be some sort of long-term solution for this.
Now, Steph, I know that we've talked about it a lot over the past few days, but for those who maybe are unfamiliar with what exactly is going on, Why was this ban enacted in the first place?
Yeah, so lawmakers, for example, this was all a part of a bill that they enacted and put in place because of concerns, security concerns associated with China. So all of this was put in place just to protect national security. And we know that before this election cycle that Trump was a big advocate for that.
What, other than the executive order, let's say we make it the 90 days and we still don't have an American buyer, what actions can the incoming Trump administration take to keep TikToks on our phones?
Yeah, so one of the things that was suggested, of course, we haven't heard from TikTok directly about what this could mean for them or if this is something they're interested in, but it has to do with 50% stake. So basically having a partnership, the U.S. taking 50% ownership of the app.
All right. Stephanie, thank you very much for the report. We appreciate it, and we'll keep our eye on this as well.
Hey, stick around. We've got a lot more coming up right here on 13. What are we on? This is Arc Rochester.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's hour number 5. That's what it is. We're back after this.
On this Monday morning. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your toe.
You didn't. I didn't even get the word out.
Oh, all right.
You just took over.
I did. You know, how did it feel, Dan? How did it feel?
It was a taste of my own medicine.
There you go. Thanks for joining us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Abby Ferdman.
And I'm Dan Schreck. We still have a lot to get to here on Arc Rochester. We want to talk, though, about one of the big headlines that everyone is talking about because the Buffalo Bills, baby, we have got one more win to go before we head to the Super Bowl.
At all. You didn't stay up and watch the game, correct?
No, because
Okay.
Abigail, we wake up very early, and it means that you got 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah. I don't feel great, I'll be honest, but it was worth it.
They are fun to watch.
And we know so many of you at home tuned into the game out in Orchard Park. So that's why we wanted to give you a quick reminder about our poll of the day. It is Bills related, of
It
course,
sure
because
is.
it's victory. Would you like to give the option?
Yeah, your options were the pregame hype. We saw some of that in our last hour. The defense's big stops, that action playing out on the field, the edge of your seat game. Is it all about the game for you? You just white knuckle that entire ride? Or is it the win in general? That is my pick today. I say it doesn't matter how you get the W as long as you got the W, because it put us where we are this morning.
Yeah, very true.
Mhm.
All right, so we want you to weigh in. We'll pull up the poll again for you. There you go. Scan the QR code that's on your screen. Do it with your smartphone. It'll take you to our X page. You can weigh in, share your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and we'll give you the results coming up at the end of a little bit.
Ooh, boy, I
know.
think we're going to get some of those today.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
agree. For more on yesterday's game and how Buffalo is reacting to that victory, we are joined right now by Ed Drantch from our Buffalo affiliate, WKBW. Ed, good morning.
Hey guys, good morning to you. So glad to be with you on a Victory Monday. Can you believe this?
You know,
we are so close.
We are so close. There's nothing better than Victory Monday. And, we both have worked in the Buffalo market. You are obviously there now. There's an energy in the city. You can kind of feel it here in Rochester as well, but there's something about the city of Buffalo after a Bills win. It's just chaos.
The spirit, the pride, it's palpable. There are so many people all around Western New York this morning who are just kind of walking around in a daze in this kind of funk because you're up late. It's a Bills win. You're riding on complete adrenaline, and all we are doing is focusing on the next game. We know we've got to take on the Chiefs in Kansas City, and when you consider how good they are and the storylines between the Chiefs and the Bills, it's going to be a good one.
Well, listen, we've already beat them this season. There is no reason we can't do it again. Am I right?
I'm with you 100% on that. And I said it this morning, too, to our viewers. We've already done it once. There's no reason we can't do it again. Our team is strong. We've got Josh Allen, we were talking about Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. We beat the Ravens yesterday. Lamar Jackson's taken out, so let's take out Patrick Mahomes, too.
Yeah. And, you think back to the last time that the Bills played the Ravens. Obviously, the result was not what we were hoping for, but we have key players on the team that we didn't have last time. Just off the top of my head or on my notes here, we have Matt Milano, Taron Johnson,
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper, just to name a couple. I mean, we call them weapons, right? Just key players that we didn't have last time that are really going to make the difference, I think, in this playoff game.
I agree 100%. And when you consider the way our team played yesterday, it wasn't the best game, but a win is a win, you guys. They had us on the edge of our seat. And, our key players, Tyler Bass.
Yeah.
Was pretty good yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he made every shot. You're kind of like clinching a little bit every time he kicks a ball, but he was great. And all things considered, a win is a win. And we're moving on to Kansas City now.
I think Buffalo loves an underdog. They love a good story, right? You look at Tyler Bass. How many times at the beginning of the season did we say they have a kicker problem? At the end of last season, the Bills have a kicker problem. What are we going to do about Tyler Bass? What are they doing? I mean, impressive yesterday. Like you said, definitely holding on to our seats, watching him there. But impressive nonetheless.
You got one job, though, when you're out there and you're the kicker. You got that one job. And toward the beginning of the season, they did bring somebody else in and throw him on the roster, another kicker. And I swear, I really do believe that scared him straight.
Well, you know what? Doesn't that happen in our business also, you guys? They bring somebody in who's, younger and prettier, and you're like, I gotta, you know what I'm talking about here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, so Ed, question for you, because we were discussing this before we started speaking with you. The game last night. I don't know. I know you work mornings. I know mornings are always tough because they're just ungodly hours. Did you watch the full game yesterday?
I sure did. Do you see the bags under my eyes?
I don't know how you
Same
people do
boat.
it.
Same boat, baby. The whole thing.
Don't know how you do it.
You know, it's worth it because you think about it. This is history, right? I mean, if the Bills, when the Bills go to the Super Bowl, I want to be able to say, hey, I watched every game.
It's true. And you know what? If you were there, it's the same thing also. You want to be able to say, I was there when. You know, there's that one game that everyone left, and it was, what was the Miracle? What's that game called when the Miracle game that everyone went to back in the day? Do you know what I'm talking about here?
I do. Who's over there?
There's
Nobody's
nobody
over there.
there.
I've got nobody here either.
Music City Miracle?
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
Thank you very much. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, everyone leaves, you know, you're kind of like, all right, this game is over. But then you were there for that game. People still have that story to tell.
They
And
rally,
that's the
they
exciting thing
circle the
about being
wagons.
a Bills fan. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
All right, so looking ahead now, Kansas City, Sunday, another 6:30 game. So I'm sure we'll be checking back in with you then, and we'll be even more tired because this will be 2 weeks in a row. Heading out to Kansas City to Arrowhead Stadium, I'm imagining there's going to be a caravan of Bills fans flooding the airports.
Oh, yeah. We travel far and wide to see our Bills play. You guys know that very well, that no matter where the Bills play, there is always a Buffalo Bills fan base. Bills Mafia is loyal, they are dedicated, and they are diehard. And when you consider 70,000 people in a stadium, you know, and 12% may have been Ravens fans yesterday is what the statistics were telling us, you didn't know that they were even there.
Yeah.
So
very true.
they were pretty quiet. The Bills fans, though, always going to be loud and shouting it proud.
Okay. Ed, before we let you go, one last question.
Sure.
I gotta ask it. Can we do it this year? Listen. I know you're not originally from Western New York. You probably didn't watch the Bills in those glory days, but you've been there now for more than a decade. You've called yourself a Buffalonian.
Yeah.
Do you think we can do this? Do you think it's going to happen this year? Is 2025? Is this the season to remember?
I'm not a never say never guy, but I don't want to say never. I don't know.
Don't be too indecisive here.
I know. You know, I'm really diplomatic about this, Dan. I got to be honest with you. I am very, very hopeful. I think that we have very good people on our team, the right people in the right places. But time will tell. Can we do it? Probably.
Yes.
But I don't want to jinx ourselves either, Dan.
No, I get it. We have the skill, we have the talent, we have the ability. Whether or not the universe lets us get it done, I think is yet to be seen.
Yeah.
You know what the saying is? Just one before I die. And hopefully we got a couple more before then.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Bills by a billion. Ed, always good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Go Bills.
Anytime, guys. Great to see you.
Thanks. Hey, stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester this morning, including when we come back, we're checking back in with Chris Lopez. He's going to show us some more of those wrestling. This isn't wrestling.
No,
what is this?
that was boxing.
That was boxing.
Another thing
he's going to show us more of the wrestling moves.
All right. You can watch us on the go wherever you are. Stream us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back right after this. This shouldn't be move your body. It should be move Chris's body. Because that's all he does.
Yeah.
He eats pancakes and he moves his body.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing.
Lifts the fork, lifts the drink, jumps in the ring.
Yes, exactly. He's getting active this morning, profiling some really talented athletes in our area.
He is. This morning, Chris was actually tapped to come to one local gym and learn some wrestling from some professionals. He is live for us this morning at Upstate Pro Wrestling inside Marketplace Mall. He's even got his own open there. Hold on,
cool.
if you stay on that shot, because you're going to see like they've got clips of Chris that they've worked into this, making it look, oh, look at him, tough guy, Chris. Ho, 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 jab, uppercut.
It's only right that I come out to the theme music that they gave me this morning. Raising the roof. I got my own fans here at the Wrestling Academy. I was told when you get in here, boom. You gotta get the shoes ready to go. But I do want you guys to check out this sweet move right here. And I'm gonna cue this bad boy. These guys are freaking talented, man. Check this out right now. He slid down. Chris, the other Chris right here. You are
That's my boy.
teaching these guys, these young lads and knocking them out. What are they like?
Kids, absolutely. Every one of them, they all learn differently, but at the same time, they've picked it up so fast and incredibly that I'm so proud of every one of them.
State of wrestling right now, when it comes to kids wanting to do this, we were talking a little bit, it's pretty good right now.
Yes, absolutely. The state of wrestling right now is probably the best it's ever been. There was WWE was the only basically entertainment wrestling wide out there. Now you have so many other platforms, and you have the internet, which is fantastic for us, if you will.
Kids that want to hop into this sport, what would you recommend to them? Where should they start? Of course, go with you, but how should they start to kind of look into this, and what should they expect?
Expect to hurt, right? Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Expect pain.
He's not kidding.
I'm not kidding. Jeez. No, I definitely expect, a few bruises here and there, and be aware that this is a physical sport. Everyone says it's fake. It's not. Guys, is it fake?
No, it's real. So real.
So real. This is something you just, if you love it, you stick with it. There have been a lot of people who have walked through this door, and they've walked out this door, but these guys have continued. They started, and I see good things.
People want to go take a class. They want to go watch a show. Is there a place they can find out information, Mike?
Yeah, upstateprowrestling.com, Facebook, all socials. You look up Upstate Pro Wrestling, you'll find us.
What should someone bring day one? They want to come in here and learn from you guys.
Prayers.
Bring wrestling shoes, bring gym clothes, and bring, I guess, all the heart you got.
Any events coming up that people should know about?
March 8th, we'll be right back here in Marketplace Mall for our event, March Meltdown.
Okay.
We've got 9 matches on that card, and I think we got a couple more moves for you.
Yeah, all right. We're going to get a suplex, power slam? What am I getting? Body slam.
Body slam. Jake?
Wait, I want to get this over with, though. I want to get body slam first.
You want to get body slam?
Yeah, I want to get body slam.
Go ahead, Zach. All right, you ready for it?
No, not at all. Okay. Okay, switch over the arm, look forward, and just thoughts and prayers on this one. Prayers. Oh! I'm sending it back to you guys in studio. Oh.
Still the champ.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say.
Are you okay? Are you
Send it back to you.
Are you okay? Are you
Dan,
okay?
Abby, that was for you guys on the arc. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Round of applause from us. Chris.
I'm doing.
You did great, buddy.
It was impressive, but I would really love to see Marty get in the ring with you, Chris.
That would be good. That would
Yeah,
be
Marty would be a.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna body slam him right here on live TV.
Don't go anywhere.
9:49, we are back, joined now by meteorologist Marty Snyder to get a check of that snowy and cold forecast that we have been seeing all morning. Marty, we've been talking about it, and I feel like this is one of the true tastes of winter that we have experienced so far this year.
Yeah.
Because up until now, kind of gotten off easy.
Easy so far, yeah, and it's just all this cold air. We've really dropped the temperature down even farther, and that's what's really fired up the lake effect even more, and that's what's been causing the issues throughout the morning with the commute. You can see a lot of that has been focusing across the area. We've had a couple little twists in the radar echoes. We call those mesoscale lows that pretty much a low pressure system. It forms over the lake and then drops down. You can see those couple swirls that drop down and through, but short term, we're seeing a lot of this begin to align a little more closer to Lake Ontario. You can see a little bit of a northward push there, and that's going to cause a lot of it to hover along the lake shore and eventually begin to break down a little bit. Still, I can easily see a quick 2 to 4 inch range on any accumulation that does occur in those corridors up along the lake shore, up along the parkway there. That's kind of the corridor where a lot of that's lining up. But even there are a couple exceptions inland as well that still continue to play out. Now, as far as the amount of snow that we've seen so far, here are some of the initial reports we've seen. About 3.5 inches so far in Irondequoit. Officially at the airport, it was just shy of a half foot, 5.5 inches. Brighton was just a fraction of an inch shy of a half foot. They were at 5.9, and even as much as 14 inches in Kendall. That was the official number there. So really wide range of numbers. Yeah, and that was that stronger part that dropped down through Orleans County and caused that little heavier portion, and even the northwestern part of Monroe County. You notice Greece and Hilton on the upper end of that range that we're seeing as far as the accumulation amounts went.
Yeah, was irritated this morning when I had to brush off the car. You know, just a little bit, and then I walked past the window. And the car's covered again. I'm over it. I mean, I know, we still have a ways to go, but I'm like, man, twice in one day?
I know.
Like significant snow, not just like a little dusting.
And that's a tough part. You have to keep dealing with it. You have to go out there, you clean it off once, you have to do it another time. It's just this little bit here and there that, could really add up in the long term, like Kendall seeing over a foot of snow out of this.
It is also kind of like showering, though. You got to shower every day, even though, and you got to brush your teeth every day, even.
We appreciate that, Dan.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't know where that analogy came from. How much more snow are we going to see today?
Well, for most areas, not a whole lot. I think it may be a story where the places that see that added focus up along the lakeshore could see a quick 2 to 4 inch range because it's these cold temperatures that we're dealing with. We're seeing temperatures in the teens. What that does is that really fluffs the snow up quite a bit. So the same amount of moisture, say if you had it in a 30-degree scenario, it'd be just a little bit of snow. But then once you drop the temperatures into the teens, that adds that fluff factor, and that gives you a whole lot more accumulation than what otherwise would be the case. So yeah, probably 2 to 4 up along the lakeshore in a couple cases, but I think most areas from here on out are going to be a lot less than that for additional accumulation.
Okay. And
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, morning drive a little messy, afternoon drive might be better though, right?
Right. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect. Still a couple snow showers then, but yeah, I think as a rule, afternoon commute a lot better than what we saw for the morning commute. And then what we have to watch for the longer term are just the low temperatures, the wind chills. Those are going to be the issues over the next couple days. A lot of lows below zero, some of the lows below zero, and even the wind chills below zero during that time frame as well. So it's not going to be just the air temperature. It's going to be that little breeze that comes in on top of that could drive those wind chills in the double digits below zero for the next couple overnights especially.
Do you think, like where we're at right now, this is going to be the remainder of winter? It was, leading up to this, it was kind of hit or miss a little bit. Ooh, you got 39 degrees this day.
Yeah.
But moving forward, we're just,
the next week we're pretty much there, yeah. And like you say, it's been that case where, you get a little bit of snow, then it hits, mid-30s, near 40, get a little sun in, it tends to squash it down and melt it a little bit. Well, this time, I think the best we'll do is probably mid-20s by the end of the week, so. Which I always try to find the positive spin.
Yeah, on some of this. You're struggling today.
Yeah, the Bristol's going to be great.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, my one buddy, he just texted me, he said, hey, you want to go to Bristol tomorrow? And I'm like, it's going to be in the teens tomorrow, wind chill below zero. I'm like, no, it's too cold for me.
Yeah.
Someone it's for.
And then those overnight lows.
Yeah. At least
the negatives.
They'll be able to make a lot of snow, so that's positive there.
Yeah.
Somewhat of a positive spin.
Yeah.
Silver lining for someone out there, wherever you are. Thank you, Marty.
Okay.
Don't forget, you can always get the latest forecasts and watch live radar when you download the 13 WHAM Weather Authority app. It is free for all Apple and Android devices.
It sure is. Hey, stick around. A lot more to come this. Oh, no. It's our final thoughts. Show's over. Stick around. We're back after this.
Welcome back. Time for our final thoughts of the morning. So we're going to get right to our poll of the day.
Yes, this morning we asked you, I don't know why I'm so excited, what is your favorite part of yesterday's Bills game? The options: the pregame hype, the defense's big stops, the edge of your seat game, or the win in general. Abigail, the results?
The results. A win in general. A win is a win is a win, right?
You get the W. That's how you get it done.
Yep.
And we finished it here ourselves. We
Yes,
got
we
it
did.
done, too. That's it for us here on ARC Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us tomorrow morning starting at 4:57 over on the other channel, 13 Wham ABC.
Yeah, we'll see you later today for 13 Wham News at 5 and 6 o'clock. Have a great day.